Yeah, don't want any skeletons to come flying out of the closet or anything. You know?
Yeah. Or food.
You're right. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome. Boy, it's the end of July. Can you believe it? I mean, the 28th. I can't believe it. It'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas before you know it. I mean, it just kind of flashes by. You know, I guess that old saying that, you know, the older you get, the faster time goes by. Well, I don't want to get any older. I mean, after I hit 50, it was all downhill from that point. So my doctor said you're only designed to live until you're 50. So every year above 50 is a good thing. So, hey, the other day I was on the Saturday training with Mitch, and I was so impressed with a couple of the analogies that he utilized that I wanted him to go over and do it again, because he's even improved on that. So we'll get to see the whole thing. And then when Mitch is done, he's going to come back to me, and we're going to get into something else. So with that, Mr. Diamond Mitch up in
beautiful
Northwest Arkansas.
Beautiful Northwest Arkansas, U.S.
I thought it was fat Northwest Arkansas.
No. Well, there's plenty of fat people here. It's, you know, it's one of those places in the world, you know. The further south you go, the more fried food that everybody eats. So, but, well, thanks, Chuck. Let me see if I can go ahead and share real quick. Oh, it doesn't have the share button. Yeah, it does. So, and I'm going to have to share my sound too. But first, here we go. All right. Can you see that? All right. Well, great. Well, hey, everybody. Today's a wonderful day. Enjoying the beautiful weather, my favorite time of year. So, yeah, I went over this a little bit on Saturday. Had a really good time going over it. But first, what I want to do is talk, before I get into the more fun stuff, I want to talk about this real quick, because it kind of dovetails right into that. You know what our main job here is basically to expose as many people as we possibly can to the Valentis opportunity and products. That's the bottom line. And, you know, the one that exposes it to the most people wins ultimately. And, you know, there's different kinds of exposure types, right? You got videos, you got recorded webinars, flip charts, you know, live webinars, group meetings, company events, you know, in-home meetings, company conference calls, three-way calls, and even trying the product is an exposure. So, you know, when I was taught, or over the years, is what I've learned, I guess, is, you know, it's just to go from exposure to exposure to exposure. And the one that exposes the most wins. And, you know, I'll bet you that somebody can build this entire business with 2 words. Watch this, watch this, watch this, right? So just to get, you know, people to see what's going on here. It's not our job really to explain everything or sell everything. It's just to expose the business opportunity and products, okay? So I want to go, let's see, show you a little video here, if I can. Hang on, here we go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Slow-Mo Lab. If you watched our videos for a while, you know we love to blow up balloons. And experiment with different balloons. Today, I got a giant balloon, and what I'm gonna do today, I'm just gonna blow it up, and we're gonna see it explode and film it in super slow motion. Let's do it. Alright, so I got one of these leaf blowers, and I'm gonna put my balloon on top of it. Hopefully it's not gonna tear it apart or anything like that, and we're gonna blow it up. But of course I'm gonna put some duct tape or some package tape on it to make sure it actually doesn't fall off of it, but hopefully it's gonna be very big before it pops. Let's check it out. Hope I didn't bite the balloon through. Alright, let's check it out. I'm gonna hold it with my hands too. Alright, slow motion ready? Let's do it. Let's check it out in slow motion. That balloon went to shredded into pieces. So
let me, hang on one second here. Sorry about that. There we go. So you're probably wondering what that has to do with anything, right? And, you know, I was trying to come up with a way to talk about, you know, exposures and this thing that I've been thinking about a lot called critical mass. You know, I love these. If you think about critical mass, you know, it's when you put enough of something in, or there's a chemical reaction of things, and then it gets to the point where you can't stop it, right? You just can't stop it. It's gonna explode no matter what. Now, I think everybody on here would agree that an explosion in your business is a good thing, right? Your business explodes, it just takes off by itself, right? So, you know, critical mass, I love these, these little definitions here: a size, number, or amount large enough to produce a particular result, the minimum size or amount of something required to start or maintain a venture. And then here's an example: a critical mass of a popular band would be the point at which their popularity starts to explode. All right. So, you know, I was thinking about this and I thought, you know, it's a lot like blowing up a balloon. Okay. Because you see, when you put air in the balloon, what happens when you put too much air in the balloon? I mean, it explodes, right? The balloon explodes. And no matter what, the balloon explodes. So if you put, you know, one breath of air into the balloon today, and then you put another breath in tomorrow, and then another breath in the following day, what happens? Well, I'll tell you what happens. Eventually, the balloon gets big enough and it explodes, right? But what happens if you put 3 breaths of air in the balloon and then you tie it in a knot and set it aside? Well, I could tell you what happens. It's always been a mystery to me. The balloon shrinks. It's like, where does the air go? Anybody ever wonder that? It's like, where does the air go? It's like a great mystery in life, right? I have no idea where the air goes. All I know is it goes, right? So think of a breath of air into a balloon like an exposure. All right, somebody sees the business. All right, that's a breath of air. Okay, now I think you'd agree that 1 breath of air a day, ultimately it'll get big. You know, at some point the balloon is going to explode, right? So that'd be like 1 exposure a day. Now, if you do, say, 1 a day, that's one thing. But if you do 3 a day, think about this for a second, right? It's next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Would you agree that the balloon's going to go blow up faster? I mean, absolutely. I mean, that balloon is going to explode much faster doing 3 breaths of air a day. But again, if you tied it in a knot and set it aside, the balloon is going to shrink. Now, what if you did 5 a day? 5 breaths into the balloon a day. That'd be 5 exposures. There's all kinds of different types of exposures, but 5 exposures a day. Okay, because that would look more like this. Right? 5 a day. And you know what I would say is the balloon is going to blow up a whole lot faster if you put 5 breaths a day, right? But even at 5 a day, if you stop too soon and the balloon doesn't explode and you set it aside, what happens? It shrinks, right? That's that attrition, right? And kind of like Jim Rohn says, I don't know why, you know, it just does, right? It just does. So now, when I was, you know, making that initial run, and some of us on here that have you know, gotten the diamond and so on, you know, the only difference really is that we're blowing up the balloon faster. I mean, that really is the only difference. For me, I was driving Chuck and Rick absolutely crazy for those first, you know, 60, 90 days, particularly, because I was determined to do 5 exposures a day. And each one of those exposure, in my mind, had to have a 3-way call attached. So we were doing a lot of three-way calls, a lot of exposures. So for me, it was 5 a day. But of course, I was doing something else too. But if you want to know why, Triple Diamond Chuck Hansen here, how he does it, okay? If you're super rock star Chuck Hansen, you're doing this 12 hours a day. Okay, you got it? That's the analogy right there. I don't think I've ever thought about a better way to describe it, because that's what got Chuck to Triple Diamond quicker. The only difference is more exposures, more breaths of air. But you can't stop putting air into the balloon. You just can't stop. So when it hits critical mass, what happens? It explodes, right? The balloon explodes. So the question then is, are you personally putting air into the balloon every day? Or are you doing, a couple of breaths of air and then setting it aside for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever? And then you come back and you're wondering, well, why is the balloon smaller, right? I don't know why the balloon is smaller. It just is. Okay, there's the answer to the question. But anyway, so let's keep on exposing, everybody to the great opportunity we've got and the products. And if you just keep doing that over time, your business will explode too. So, and then one other thing, don't compare your results to other people's results. It's always a bad idea. Just compare, if you're going to compare anything, just compare your activities. Because what you're going to find are the people that are excelling faster are doing different activities, okay? Or they're probably doing similar activities, they're just doing it a lot more, okay? So I also talked the other day a little bit about this new plan, and I put this inside the presentation because, I was, the way our compensation plan works, if you look at the bottom here, it says the best parts of the most popular compensation plans in the industry rolled into one. Now, I worked really hard on this because it's been driving me crazy. We show a little diagram inside the presentation, or you look in the back office and you see a little diagram, yet when you dissect the different ways we get paid, it's actually several different compensation plans layered on top of each other. It's not really just one compensation plan. So, in one breath, we're saying, keep enrolling personals, and then on the other, which basically makes it look like a unilevel, right? All front line. And then we're talking about left and right, which only shows 2. And it can be really confusing for people, and I can understand that. I can understand it's very confusing. I talked to a lady the other day, and we just went round and round and round. I just couldn't figure out a way to, to get her to understand what was going on. But anyway, by taking those out of the presentation that I put together, the presentation that I'll be doing on Tuesday, I'll get this to Chuck also, but by taking those little diagrams out and just showing this, I think it clarifies things a whole lot more, and I think people get it better and faster, all right? Because I've only done it once so far, and I've had people already asking me for copies of it, and so on and so forth. So I call it the Quick 6 Diamond Plan, okay? The Quick 6 Diamond Plan, okay? This is based on duplicating 575 packs, like we always have been, no different, all right? And it allows you to get your money back and start profiting on the first month. You'll make enough money to pay for your personal products. You'll be legacy qualified. In other words, you'll get, your 3 up front during that first month, and then you'll start making that additional $100, that legacy bonus, which winds up on your personals to be about 35% or, give or take up front. Okay, good money, really good money. All right. And not only that, I'm not even including here, the occasional customer or somebody that starts with a 3-pack or whatever. This is basically just business builders. Now, you've seen Chuck do the math and what happens, as people duplicate. Now, the key here is duplication. All right. And of course, it's not going to work perfectly like this, because that would be in an ideal world and no attrition. Right. Okay. So first month, you get 6, or you teach somebody to get 6. Now, is 6 an effort? Yeah, it's a stretch, right? It's an effort. But I could tell you there's plenty of people out there that can do it. There's a certain number of people that you can call and just say, hey, Chuck, you're doing this with me, buddy. What are we doing? Don't worry about it. We're doing it together. It's a coffee business. I know the guy that owns this company. I'll tell you later, right? Whatever. So there are people like that know people like that, right? So anyway, this is based on 6. So you get 6 total business builders in the first month, okay? You're going to get a $600 fast start, right? $100 for each one. You're going to get a $300 legacy, $300 in legacies, which is a $40 in cycle bonuses, right? And then 2 on one side and 4 on the other. Okay, that's 2 cycles. You'll get a matching bonus of, a small matching bonus, although you may not get that month. For a monthly total of about $1,140 or $285 a week, give or take. Chuck, is that doable? I mean, I think it's doable, In fact, we've got a lot of people that have done that, And so the next week, okay, now you're teaching everybody to do the same thing, the Quick 6 Diamond Plan. The next month, rather, okay, you'll have 45. Okay, you'll have 45 total business builders. You'll make 300 in Fast Start. You'll get 1,200 in Legacy, okay, and you'll get $300 in cycle bonuses, roughly. All right, and you're going to get the bonus pool, 100, because on the bonus pool on the previous month you got 2 sets of 3, so you got 2 shares of the bonus pool. And you're going to get a matching bonus of roughly $75, okay? No car bonus for a monthly total of about $1,930 or $482, okay? Pretty good. We've had people do that too. I mean, that's not hard. People have done that. All right, Now, the key here is to duplicate. See, what happens a lot of times is the duplication doesn't continue, and that's the issue right there. We got to make sure that everybody gets this and then duplicates, okay? Month 3, you're going to have 300 business builders. Okay, you'll get 3,900 in legacy, $2,000 in cycle bonuses, $100 in the bonus pool, because again, you're only doing 3 that month, right? Matching bonus of about $500. You're not quite a diamond yet, so you don't get a car bonus. And for a monthly total of about $6,800 or $1,700 for the week. Pretty good week. Do we have people doing that, Chuck? Yeah, we got people doing that. Okay, now, here's where it gets kind of fun. In month 4, if everybody duplicates the same thing, get 6 and then 3, okay, each month, you're going to have 1,968 business builders, all right? Fast Starts 300 because you're only doing your personal 3. Legacy 12,000, all right? And that's, for a month. Cycle bonuses 13,120. 13,120. Bonus pool of, again, you're only doing 3, so you got 100. Matching bonus of 3,280, that's climbed way up there. And a car bonus, you just made the $1,000 car bonus, okay? And for a monthly total of 29,800 or $74.50 a week. That's about what you did, right, Chuck? Yeah, for sure. That's about what you did, all right? So that would be getting 6. And then, 6 the first month and then 3 each month after that, right? Now, I expect that if we give people this plan, some people are going to stretch and actually do it, right? Not everybody's going to do it. But, what if you fall short? That's okay. You fall short, you're still probably way ahead of where you thought you were going to be, okay? So anyway, that's get 6. But, what if it was only 6, though? Okay, in other words, what if you got 6 the first month fast, and from that point on, you never sponsored anybody else. They all they have to stay active, okay? But all you did was your 100 BV a month, okay? Let me tell you what would happen. Of course, you're duplicating the 575 packs. You'd still get your money back and make a profit the first month. You'd still make enough each month to pay for your personal products, and you'd still get the legacy bonuses. And don't stop at 6. I'm just illustrating here, what happens, okay? But take a look at this. Now, this is if you get 6 the first month and only do 100 a month after that. It's crazy. And honestly, I didn't expect the numbers to be this big. It really is. So if you look at it here, it's less than the other scenario. But think about this. How many people can get 6? I mean, I think a lot of people can get 6, and many times people do stop, they'll get 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe even 8 or 9 and then stop, right? So this is based on everybody duplicating the 575 packs. And you'd still get all the bonuses. Look, you get a month by month 4, or let's look at month 3 here. You're making about $1,400 a week. You see, but you're not getting any fast starts, and you're not getting any bonus pools, right? And you'll see that the majority of the money is in the cycle, the legacy, and the matching. All right. So if you didn't want to do the quick 6 diamond plan and do 3 a month, get 6, pay your fee, teach other people to do the same thing, but don't do that. Keep sponsoring, right? Keep sponsoring. So go ahead. Can you unmute, Chuck? You want to talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, be happy to. So, hey guys, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to skin the cat, right? And, whether you do 3, whether you do 6, whether you do 6 a month, or on and on and on, and we can put up a million different scenarios. But what it really all boils down to is that you've just got to keep inviting, keep exposing, and just doing that, repeatedly. And, just like, I've talked about the company that I was with in the 90s that Mitch and I first met. I had 50 people. It was 1992. I had 50 people my first month. That was May 1992. May 1993, I had 75,000 people, right? I just continued to work as hard as I could. I worked, 8 to faint, 7 days a week for a year. And, everything exploded at that point. At that point, I retired. I mean, let's face it. I retired. I flew around the world. We went on lots of vacations. I found a video that I'm going to share with you guys, but I found a few videos from back then. I've been doing a legacy box. Don't know if you guys even know what that is, but all of us old people have. We don't have digital media, right? It didn't. It didn't happen yet, and so all of my old videos are all on VHS. They're all on other forms, and what this company does is they take all of that, and for next to nothing, they then put that all on digital and hand it back to me in a flash drive. And so it's pretty amazing. And if you want to, see what that is, or if you want to do any of that, get a hold of me and I'll give you the company and so on. But yeah, amazing. But it's just a matter of exposing, and you've got to get all of your team members to do exactly the same thing. I mean, if you're going to do it, then they're going to have to do it. I was contacting some people today, and I kind of asked them. I said, "Well, why have you quit ordering?" "Well, I didn't have much success." Really? Well, you only ordered for 3 months. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. This is a 3 to 5 year race. And I said, you need to get back in the race again. I said, because you've got a lot of people underneath you. You just need to get active and you need to get going. And I said, what you need to do every day is, as you go about your business, whatever business you're in, you need to ask people if they drink coffee, ask people if they've ever wanted to lose weight, and just keep exposing the product and exposing the opportunity. Every so often somebody's going to say yes, and they're going to get involved. And every so often, if you're lucky, you're going to snatch onto a whale, and that whale is going to all of a sudden, take you into a whole new direction. And that's exactly what happened to Mitch. Mitch found Marianne, and Marianne is from Kenya, and Marianne and I did a Zoom into Nigeria Saturday morning before I jumped on Mitch's training. And, in that room were 400 people. 400 people. I mean, amazing, and these people have had little to no help whatsoever. And what have they done? They've created banners. They've got samples. I mean, they're, they know that it's all about, and all they've got is one product. Basically, they've got the Optimum and they've got the Max, and those are the two products that they're building with. And I'll, put up some videos and some things, but I've asked all of them to start sharing all of their testimonials up on our Facebook page, and you won't believe it. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So one of the, so I sent they sent me all these pictures, right? So I sent all those pictures to Dave, and Dave said, "What is this?" And I said, "Well, that's our group in Nigeria." And he said, "In Nigeria?" He said, "I didn't even know we had anybody in Nigeria." And I said, "Well, obviously we do." And he says, "Oh my gosh," he said, we need to take care of those people." And I said, "Yeah, I know. That's what I've been asking you. How are we going to get shipments there? How are we going to get product there? How are they going to pay? Because the Nigerians just don't have credit cards, a lot of them. So we need a bank account. We need the registration of the product. We need." And all of a sudden, Dave, Saturday afternoon and Sunday is in full speed, full action, moving about, "Hey, Terry, get on the phone with Chuck, get on the phone with Rick, get on the phone with Marianne." And, did you know we got 400 people in a meeting over there in Nigeria? And so, so everything is, and that was just by chance that Mitch ran into Marianne, and who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? I mean, the same thing happened to me with, I met a good friend of mine was a wine connoisseur, had a wine store in Virginia. And he introduced me to a count that he was buying wine from in France. And so he introduced me. We pitched him on the opportunity, and he said, "No, it's not for me, but I can put you in touch with somebody who's in Germany who is a real entrepreneur." And next thing I knew, I was on the phone with a guy by the name of Wolfgang, and not Wolfgang Puck, but that's another story. And that guy went on to build the largest organization in all of Europe for me and for Sid, my buddy. And, who would have thought? I mean, that's how things, happen. It's just exposing, and all of a sudden, but you've got to take those exposures and run them through the course. You've got to run them through the 3 ways. You got to run them through the process, because anything short of that, you're not really doing that prospect justice. So you've got to continue to do everything and, do it, like I say all the time, all out massive action, as quickly as possible, because that is the momentum that starts, right? And, soon, I mean, I could quit today. Would my check suffer a little bit? More than likely in about a year, right? But maybe not, and that's exactly what happened to me with that first company back in, 1992, 93. My check didn't suffer at all. I mean, I had more leaders, and they just, went on. They certainly didn't need me around any longer. And as soon as I realized that, I said, I've worked myself right out of a job, and that was the best thing that ever happened. So, I mean, that is, again, you've got to understand what that process is and how to go it on and get it happening. We can build it slow, or we can build it fast. I mean, it really is up to you. But if you're going to build it fast, you just got to do it the right way and take people through that process. So, and Mitch, anything else that you want to cover? There's a couple of chats here, so let's see what that is.
Well, actually, I was thinking what you were saying there, but fast is fun and slow is painful. You ever hear
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of fun when everything's going fast. In fact, you forget about all the no's really fast. In fact, you stop even caring about who says what because
right,
you've got so much going on that you're like, it doesn't matter who says no.
right.
And yeah, so fast is fun and slow is painful.
Well, I just saw Trinity just pop on,
Yeah,
and
I
Trinity
see.
was one of the people at the unmute yourself, buddy.
What's going on, friend?
I unmuted you for you.
Good
So
morning.
Trinity was heading up the meeting that I was zoomed into on Saturday, and along with Pastor Ifiak. And so, Trinity, tell us, you know, again, I'm so blown away with how organized they were with how the banners and I mean just everything. So with no help from anybody, they put together everything, and which was pretty phenomenal. No, absolutely phenomenal. So. So Trinity, can you talk? You got a mic?
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Say hello to everybody.
good morning, everybody. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Well, yesterday we were happy. It was an awesome program, though we didn't really expect much people like that. But as yesterday, a hall of over 250 seats, we had more than 400 people. Despite the fact that it was heavy rain in Lagos here, people came out in mass to show their support, their love. And then we didn't even do major advertisement, major announcement. Just within about 4 or 5 people that just organized this. I can tell you, but for 100% sure that Nigeria are just gathering momentum. We've not even started at all. We are just preparing. When we move, we move. And one thing about us is that once the product is working, so many testimonies coming in from Nigeria, so many lives are being changing, so many people are happy. Yesterday we have people came out to do a live testimony, talking about the product, how it's changed life, how it's healing people, doing so many wonderful things in their life. So Nigeria, we are ready to go. We are not going back again. No matter the challenges, no matter the difficulty, we are seeing that Valentus is here for us, and we are ready to push. That's why I don't sleep. Sometimes Mr. Chow said, go and sleep. I said, until when I get to Diamond before I will sleep. Because every day I'm thinking about how to get this money, So, but trust me, we are going to hit major city very soon. We are planning every now and then how to hit major city to talk about this. We are still going to we have Port Harcourt, Abeokuta, Abuja, several cities to go. And then this is just Super Saturday. We've not done pre-launch, we've not done mega launch. If you are going to do mega, we should be looking at 1,000 hall, not even 500 hall, with what we had yesterday. So, and thank you to Mr. Chong, thank you to Mariani, thank you, Mr. Mitch, thank you for all the leaders that have gave us 24/7 support. Really appreciate it, even for the fact that I'm always on Mr. Chop whenever we have difficulty. So thank you so much for always being there for us. Trust me, we are just gathering momentum. Thank you so much, sir.
Hey, and I saw Trinity's before and after pictures here recently, and I said, hey, you got to get those things posted up on our Facebook page, and so does everybody else, because they're all amazing. And so I'm sure they'll be posting all of those up. So, hey, you guys did a phenomenal job, and, congratulations on everything. I spoke with Pastor Ifiak here today, and so we're working on a number of things, registration, bank accounts, and so on and so on and so on. And so I'll be with Dave and Terry tomorrow, getting some details worked out, and hopefully she'll have the DHL thing all worked out as well. and DHL will that'll be fantastic. I mean, it'll just be
All right,
absolutely
sir.
yeah. So, go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, one other thing, everybody. I put on the Facebook page, I texted it out to some people too. There's, it is the end of the month, and it's always a good idea to look down through your group. Just go to your contact manager, and what you're going to find is there is some people that haven't ordered yet. And, it never fails, right? They don't set up their, loyalty purchase. Even though we tell them over and over and over, they still don't do it, and then they forget. And we don't want people to lose their banked volume, and we don't want people to lose their rank. Okay, and that's what happens if they don't place an order. All right, no order at all, right? So we want to make sure to reach out to everybody. So I put a little text together. I sent it to a few people, and I also posted it on the Valena Success Team Facebook page, so everybody can copy and paste it. But it basically is a reminder. It says, hey, I see that you haven't placed your July bonus order yet. You may want to place your order before the end of the month in order to keep your banked volume and keep your rank.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea, because I do feel like if we sent that out, we'd probably, some of them would at least get their order in.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
3 days, 3 days left to the end of the month.
Yeah, I mean, they just, people get busy. It's summertime. It's vacations. It's all the above. So, we just have to be the ones that kind of ride herd on all of those things to make sure people get everything done that they need to have done. So, hey guys, Mitch, great job. I love the analogy of the balloon, and Mitch is exactly right. I mean, if you huff and puff and you blow up that balloon quick, it explodes, and, great analogy. But if you huff and puff and you stick it aside and you let it sit there for a week, and then you come back and huff and puff on it again, it's shrunk, right? It's shrunk, and you got to start over again. So, I kind of use the analogy, we've all used the analogy of, a well, right? Pumping a well. I mean, all of us who, ever had a well, we always had a pump, and, you had to go like hell and pump that thing to get the water flowing. But after you got the water flowing, it was pretty easy. But if you stopped, then, geez, you got to pump like hell again before you got enough suction on there to get some water flowing. So, same thing. I mean, it really is the same thing. So, after you get 100 people going, maybe 10% of those are actually active, right? And now you got really 10 people going, and pretty soon it's 200, then it's 500, then it's 1,000. And, if you'll just continuously work on, teaching people how to build a group of 10. I mean, everybody can build a group of 10, and all you've got to do is ask them, how long will it take you to put together a group of 10? And they'll go, well, geez, I think I could do it in a week. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go build a group of 10. And then, put me on the phone with them. Let's get the exposures going. Let's go. And so, hey, guys, it's always a pleasure, and it was a pleasant surprise. Charles is up, and it's early in the morning over there, and Trinity is up, and it's early in the morning. And there's just that's when you can start to see who's serious and who's not. I mean, yes, it's Sunday evening, and yes, it's summertime and vacations and everything else, but we've got 28 people on here. We should have 280. Next Sunday, let's all make sure that we've got our teams. I mean, I know who you guys are. I get to see your smiling faces all the time. I'd like to see some new smiling faces on here. So with that, Mitch, thanks for doing everything. Diamond Dell is over there. And so, hey guys, hey Michael. So that's big week. Let's end up the month. I guess the month ends on Wednesday, right, or something like that. Yeah. So let's get things cooking. Okay, guys. with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for being here. I'll get the recording out to everybody, and let's have a fantastic week this week. Okay, guys. We will
Thank you,
talk to
John.
you later. Okay, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Shut this.